Let's just go ahead and start by introducing ourselves, and we can share our roles, like what we're doing and how y'all contribute to your YMCA. So I'll start. My name is Emily, and I am a user experience analyst at Blue Goji, and I'm excited to meet with you all today.
All right. I'll go next. I'm Eddie Santiago. I am the team director here for the middle school department, and very excited to get my kids on top of this for this year.
I'm Jeff Collins. I'm the business manager here at the Y.
Ryan Ringgold. I'm the building monitor, a mentor, mental health guru.
Amazing. We got a great group. What was that? You're shaking your head.
You always got to put guru in there somewhere.
This is true.
So I want to start by hearing about what's your favorite Blue Goji game and why is it your favorite?
Oh, I'm going to take this one first. It's that new game you guys just did. What is it, Jeff? What's the name? Pacer. Yeah. So me being in my early 40s, on the Super Nintendo, there used to be a game called F-Zero. And it was probably one of my favorite games as a kid growing up. And when he told me they had a new game, I went on there, tried it out with him, and I love it. Like, it's super cool. Reminds me of that game. So that is by far my favorite game.
Amazing. It's very high speed and definitely not the easiest. However, there's going to be a new map that's released every single month, essentially, for the next year. So you're in luck if that's your favorite game. Lots of new tracks coming.
I'll go next. My favorite is Creature Crunch. I just like the strategic part of it. It's very competitive on the leaderboards. It's easy to set up local multiplayer, that type of thing.
Yeah, I guess my favorite's Creature Crunch too. The music's pretty cool too, and Creature Crunch sound effects and Go Battle's really good.
Yeah.
Go Bites too. There's a lot of good ones.
Go Battle's my second favorite.
I am trying to improve at Creature Crunch. It's taken me a long time, but I got 196 as the largest tile ever recently, which I was proud of for myself.
Nice.
Thank you all for answering. We always love hearing what games people like riding. So can you tell us a little bit about your YMCA and what makes it so special? Obviously, we know that you all are amazing at bringing people to the Blue Goji bikes and participating in our events, but what else makes your community at the YMCA so special?
Go ahead,
Jeff is our... No, go ahead, Eddie.
No, I said go ahead, Jeff.
I was just going to say, Jeff is our de facto Blue Goji coach, so he actually does a lot of recruitment of the riders. We do our own kind of little individual get-together and training sessions, and people come to it, so we must be doing something right.
I get more credit than I deserve, really. There's a lot of people that bring the team together. So the weight room staff does a lot of recruiting. When they see people riding the bikes, they make sure they log in, get an account, join all the competitions and things.
Two of the interesting things we do to get people on the bikes is we put a lot of posters up about events that are going on, and then we put a lot of flyers on the bikes. So even on the espresso bikes, we'll put Goji information just to encourage people to try the Goji bikes, and we'll, if they're new on the bike, we'll go over and talk to them and see what they're playing and give them tips and that type of thing. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, my role with the Goji bikes is to recruit the middle school kids because they got fresh legs. So we need all of that. And I just want to put out there for summer, when we did the rally, one of our kids here raised the most money at our YMCA and was in first place for all the kids in all the divisions for the whole competition. And because he dedicated so much time and effort to doing that for us, we gave him a full scholarship to summer camp.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Did he enjoy the summer camp experience?
Absolutely. He was here all 8 weeks, did not miss a day. Was going home telling his mom how much fun he had. And it was just good to see that. Like, all jokes aside, we try to reach out to the community the best ways as possible with all our programming, and just to do extra stuff like that really made a difference. And I didn't realize how much of a difference that was going to make in his life, just because he wanted to be at summer camp. And we didn't push him. Like, we pushed him, but we didn't pressure him. We didn't tell him he had to do this stuff. He was here in February, right, Jeff?
Yeah, the rally was in February.
So he had the flu the first week or two, so he wasn't here. And after, when he started getting here, he was here till close when he usually leaves at 6 o'clock. And then he had a couple of goals. And once he hit those goals, he was like, I'm going to raise the goal more. And he kept going and going. I think he raised over $3,000 for us.
Oh my goodness. That is amazing.
And that's what we do.
Eddie's a wizard when it comes to kids' socialization and getting them to ask for donations. He does a really good job helping them step out of their shell and interact with people.
Wow.
Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome.
Would you call him a guru? No, you're the guru.
I'm not sure of the title.
So speaking of raising money, last year, Staunton Augusta raised $120,000 during Goji Games 2024. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
So could you tell us a little bit about how that maybe impacted your organization, your community, any programs that you run?
I could speak from the kids side because we had the adult division and the kids division. The kids were here that morning and ready to go the whole day. Talked about it for a little bit after the competition when we told them that they raised, what was it? The kids raised 80,000.
Yeah, how much?
Yeah, I think we did 40,000 for the adults and the kids did 80. And we gave them like a huge dinner, took them to a restaurant and all that stuff for their efforts. But they were all about it and they were talking about it for quite a few weeks after. But yeah, it just, the kids, they don't realize that they're actually working out. You know what I mean? Like I didn't realize it until my legs started hurting because of Jeff. But they don't realize that they're actually working out while they're doing this. And they don't pay attention to it because of the cool games y'all have. Yeah, the kids they love that stuff.
That's amazing. That's really special. You brought them together for a dinner afterwards as well.
Yeah.
We did a lot of scholarships with memberships to here and financial assistance kind of things for people that couldn't afford it. And I know a large chunk of change went to that. We purchased a couple more bikes. There was that in there as well. Anything that I forgot to mention?
Yeah, we got some equipment for some of our mission programs. We've got a rock steady boxing program for people with Parkinson's and a neuro wellness program. So we were able to buy some equipment for those programs. And that stuff's expensive. We don't charge a lot for those programs because we don't want to exclude anybody because of the price. So the training and equipment, things like that cost a lot of money. So that helped out a lot.
Yeah, I can speak from experience. Anytime you put any kind of adaptive equipment in the computer, the price like triples or quadruples. Some of the stuff's very expensive. So we're just glad to help bring new equipment to people that can utilize it. For example, one of the pieces of equipment that we have are set of multiple sets of parallel bars. And just today, there were people out there utilizing them for training programs and different things like that. So
that's amazing. So you're able to see the impact. Not only did that bring more people to the facility with the reduced price for the scholarships, but also people using the equipment for more like maybe niche programs, as you mentioned. That's amazing that you were able to reinvest the money that y'all fundraised to better the community and facility. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is amazing. I hope the same goes this year. I am sending you all the good thoughts and vibes for a great outcome for Goji Games 2025. So speaking of last year, I know you mentioned it, Brian, with the flyers and posters, but what strategy do you use to bring the members together, especially for the Goji Games? Because it takes logistics, it takes awareness, even though we're going to have some automated signing up options. How are you promoting it? What are your strategies?
I think one of the big draws for everyone is we have a poster out in our hallway now, and there's a big like $10,000 on it, and then people stop at it and be like, this is a lot of money. We can get this for playing a game. And we reinforce that they're not getting a personal bonus, but it's going to the organization. They're like, is this for real? And we're like, yes, we won some money last year, so it's not a scam and it's legit. And then we talk to people about how the process works. And then once they get on the bike and try a game, then they figure out that it's more difficult than they thought it was going to be. But like Eddie mentioned earlier, they don't really feel like they're working out until afterwards because they get invested in the game. That's the unique part about it.
Absolutely. That's amazing that you're already promoting it, and it's not even yet October. So thank you for sharing those strategies. What about you, Eddie, when you're thinking about youth? Because potentially the youth need parental consent or support? How do you involve youth and their families?
When I started working here, it was to build community. It was to build parents being involved, and not just, hey, send your kid here, and if they get in trouble, we'll send them home or we'll help them with their homework. We take a bigger approach than that. At least me and my staff do here. And when it comes to those games, parents already know, and they're very supportive about it. 2 years ago, when the rally first started, I believe, we had a kid who was a little bit overweight, and he killed it and lost like 60 pounds doing that thing throughout the whole month or two. And like, you can notice that his mom came in and was like, I noticed, I don't know what he's doing here, but like, he still eats the same at home. So like, he's working out somewhere here. So I told her what was going on, and she was a big supporter of him. Last year with the kid that did the $3,000, he's a scrawny little kid, and he just has so much energy, and he's in shape. He runs, he plays football, he plays baseball. So like, when it comes to strategy, like, we want kids like that. We want the kids that are going to be ambitious, the ones that are not going to get tired after 5 minutes. Usually, especially with a team of 4, we want the best soccer player. We want the best runner. We want the best bike rider. And then we want somebody who's going to ask questions, who wants to know, all right, what does this do? How does this work? And quick learners. And then the other 2, we want kids that are going to game plan. All right, if you go this way, I'm going to go this way, and we'll meet in the middle, especially with that, the flag thing for Go Battle.
Capture the flag.
Capture the flag. Like, they play that running in the gym. So one kid was like, all right, you get the fast tank, you go get the flag. I'll stay behind you and make sure people stay away from you. The other 2, go destroy everybody and keep them away from us. So that was the entire game plan for that.
So it sounds like you really think about the different youth and what their talents and strengths are, and you encourage them to participate based on maybe their talents and strengths, and just encourage them along the way.
And honestly, like, we have a mix of so many different kids that play that sometimes. Like, during summer camp, they do the Thursday rides, and then they do the rally, and then they're doing this upcoming thing. And it also builds relationships with the kids, because you can put 4 random kids there at the bikes, and none of them know each other. Like, they know them from being here, but they don't know them like outside of here. They don't talk to each other at school. They don't sit next to each other on the bus on the ride here. But because of that, it did with some of them. I know 3 kids in specific, because of these bike rides and these competitions, they're like besties. They all wanted to come to summer camp together because of it. They have sleepovers because of it. They sit here and talk about when they're going upstairs just to practice together. So it brings more than just, hey, let's just bike for money. It's a little bit more than that.
And then from my standpoint, the past 3 months or so, I've been working on building our adaptive activities community. We just did an adaptive tennis event last week, but one of the things that I've been able to do is show some of the people in the adaptive community the accessible bike that I have and just how that works, and let them try it. And so that's not in a stage where it's ready to grow yet, but I see some potential there as far as its ability to grow in the future.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm sure that people are very lucky to be learning from you, especially as a guru of the bike.
Yeah, I feel like
don't ask him about his fantasy football, though.
Oh my goodness, that is hilarious. Y'all are hilarious. So when you think about this year, Goji Games 2025, what are you most excited about, or what are you hoping for as the outcome?
Me personally, I want my kids to blow everybody off the map. I'm not even gonna lie. I want to sweep it. I want my kids to take first in everything, and at the same time, they're gonna stay humble about it. They're gonna be respectful about it. But the group that I have wanting to do this year is going to be led by the kid that was in first place with the rally. And that group of kids, they're very competitive, is why I'm saying that. They're very competitive. I don't think they're going to get frustrated or in trouble if they lose on anything, but the goal is to just build up their morale, build up their confidence, and let them take away with the wins. That's, all jokes aside, that's my honest opinion.
I'm feeling inspired. I think it takes a strong leader to lead the way. So
that's what all 3 of us are going to do.
Exactly. What about y'all? What are you, Jeff and Brian, you most excited about for this year's Goji Games?
And last year we had a disco ball, lots of music, just a lot of people around, and it was very chaotic. So we're trying to streamline that where we don't have people coming out of classes in the middle of events and that type of thing. But we also want people to know what's going on and to be a part of that. So I just think finding that line between not being disruptive but being inclusive is going to be necessary, and just people to have fun. One of the drawbacks that we found was with 2 of the age limits, we would be able to incorporate some more elderly people if, say, the senior limit was like 65 or so, just for that category. And then some of our youth are around like 11. So, they can't play. So those are the 2 kind of downsides to what we saw so far. But other than that, we're strategizing which groups everybody should sign up in and that type of thing.
Yes, that's really great feedback. And I brought that feedback back to our team. And we did, for the active older adult division, it's 65 plus, but we opened up the adult division to be 18 plus. So we're going to be giving the option for the active older adult to decide, do they want to compete in the adult division or the active older adult division? So the active older adult would have a choice. And that would be for an active older adult, maybe if they're like, I want to play more games, I'm feeling really confident, let me enroll in that general adult. There's no age limit on the general adult category. Now, once you're in a division, you're locked into that division. So if an active older adult who's 65 chooses to participate as an adult, they will stay in that division, if that makes sense. I did bring your question about the minimum age being 13 back to the team, and we're discussing that question. Right now, the age minimum is 13. Yeah. Thank you for the feedback, though. We're definitely listening and we're discussing.
Yeah, we have a couple kids that we expect to be on the team that meet the age requirement just a couple of days before qualifying starts. It's a tight window for sure, but we're optimistic.
Okay.
So I'm glad y'all brought that up.
You talked about this, Brian, but last year you said you brought a disco ball. It sounds like there was some excitement during the day of the actual Goji games. How did you streamline the event, the logistics, and what did you do to make it a real special day for the community who was participating?
And we're already thinking about how to make this next event better. We ran the live stream off my laptop last year. This year we got a smart TV that we're going to run the stream through, but we're also going to connect to Zoom so we can speak with Goji people as needed. But we're working on getting our CEO to install a camera that can connect to the Zoom meeting so you guys will have a better view of the bike riders and that kind of thing. So we're brainstorming how to get everybody collectively in the same space and make it go off a little bit smoother.
That's amazing. That sounds.
The music playlist is going to be phenomenal.
We have a few members that rode last year that have decided to design some signs. Like last year, they did one that said, "We ate numbers for breakfast," because we knew Creature Crunch was early on in the competition. So we're just recruiting some people that can do some of those added little things and people to provide snacks and drinks throughout the day and that type of thing.
So thank you for sharing those great ideas. We do have a t-shirt on our Goji Games landing page. I don't know if y'all saw it. It's a pretty fun t-shirt. It is to be ordered if anyone is interested, but that could be fun as a way to get people excited about Goji Games, people ordering shirts, that kind of thing. And now I want to be there for the Goji Games, but I will be here. And
we went upstairs one time for one of the training sessions, and Eddie was up there with a group of kids, and they had fried chicken sitting out on the table, and I'm like, that's the motivation to get them riding faster. And we're like, okay.
I told them they get first place, they can get any piece of chicken they want with some Gatorade.
Food is a great motivator for people of all ages.
Yeah, and they burned it off right after that.
So the motivation doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes it's very simple. Pizza, chicken, food in general, whatever. But then chocolate. But we also have healthy stuff like bananas and extra electrolytes and waters and fruits and protein bars. And
it's the rice cakes that the Education First Pro Cycling team eats when they're riding in the Tour de France and things like that. So.
Okay.
She copied the recipe and made them for us.
That is so cool. Very aligned to like cycling, bringing in like actual real world
So
fuel.
like,
That's cool.
even if people aren't like actively riding, there are people that are doing things behind the scenes that are supportive, and that's such a neat part, because even though they know they're not an athlete, they're like, what else can we do to be supportive of the team? And there's so many conversations that come out of that's almost as impressive as the athletes themselves.
That's so impressive. And it really speaks to you all for promoting Goji Games. But you're right, that team sport of even if you're not the athlete, you're a part of the team, you're a part of the community. And so that's really important. Okay, I'm going to ask one final question. And my question is, what would you tell someone who might be on the fence about joining Goji Games for the first time?
It's going to be a blast. It's a lot of fun. Just do it and you'll have a good time. There's no pressure. We're all just going to have fun.
You rarely get someone on the bike that doesn't come back. The key is getting them on the bike and getting them to try different games to see what they like. Just last week, Jeff and I were upstairs with one of our personal trainers, and they're like, I really suck at Creature Crunch. And they were on their first game. By the third game, they were scoring significantly higher. And I'm like, man, you caught on quickly to that. And they're like, yeah, somebody came and helped me and made me understand the game better.
Really have a motivational speech for them, to be honest. I usually just say, hey, you like riding bikes? Yep. Cool. You like playing video games? Yep. Come upstairs and do both. And then I'll tell them, hey, I'll be right back. And I come back up and they're sweating already. They're killing it. And the games speak for themselves. So you guys are doing a really great job with adding the new games and fixing all the glitches and just keeping it really cool, community friendly. And kids, everybody, all ages, from what I see, have great times on those bikes.
One of the things that I like that you guys recently did was integrated the kind of bike rides with the Apple Watches and smart watches, and people can see their data on the app and on their watches. And if I do a workout that's not per se on the Goji bike, it'll still show up on my Goji app. It's like a workout or calories burned or whatever. And I really just like the way that stuff is integrated. So we're making people more aware of the app and how to use it, and it makes sign-in so much more efficient, and you don't have to remember your logins. And that's especially for the teens. Like, we'll get somebody up there and they're like, oh, well, I don't remember my login. And we're like, do you have your phone? And of course they have their phone. So then we get them to use the app, and then they're in, so they don't have to remember. So that's a neat feature as well.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And like you said, getting people with accounts is going to be important for the Goji Games, because they'll have to have an account. If a rider doesn't have an account, they will not receive the option to sign up for Goji Games. So that's something to think about too for folks who want to enroll. They have to have an account. But that QR code makes it super easy, and they'll have that 2-week period of time to try to qualify for the live championships. Thank you all so much for taking time to talk with me. I really appreciate it.
That's short.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you.